My voice. Now what? I'm doing another reading today, and this is from the Dresden Files from Summer Night. I don't know if I've read from Summer Night or not, but here's another excerpt from Summer Night. And I got to give you some setup on this one. Dresden has just come out of a tree that he was stuck in, and he's also stuck in a very large situation where he, on one side, is doing a task for some really bad people from the winter fairy courts. And on the other side, he's trying to make an agreement with the winter fairy courts for the White Council, the wizards that he works for. So this is a man who is a very powerful wizard in the court that is talking to him about where he stands in that situation right now. "Thank you," I said. Privately, I thought to myself that I'd have been a hell of a lot more grateful about 5 minutes earlier. "What are you doing here?" "Looking for you," he said. "You been watching?" He shook his head. "Call it listening. But I have had glimpses of you, and matters are worsening in Chicago." "Stars and stones," I muttered. Picked up my boots. "I don't have time to chat." The gatekeeper put a gloved hand on my arm. "But you do," he said. "My vision is limited, but I know that you have accomplished your mission for the Winter Queen. She will keep her end of the bargain, grant us safe passage through her realm. So far as the council is concerned, that will be enough. You would be safe." I hesitated. "Wizard Dresden, you could end your involvement in the matter. You could choose to step clear of it right now. It would end the trial." I hesitated. Except I already did that. My aching, weary, half-smothered, and dirty self liked that idea. End it. Go home. Get a hot shower. A bunch of hot food. Sleep. It was impossible anyways. I was only one tired, beat up, strung out guy, wizard or not. Impossible. Painful. Way too dangerous. I could call it a day, get some sleep, and hope I did better next time I came up to the plate. Meryl's face came to mind, ugly and tired and resolute. I also saw the statue of Lily and Delane, trapped by her situation, but fighting things in her own way despite the odds against her. I thought of taking the unraveling from Mother Winter, able to think of nothing but using it for my own goals, for helping Susan. Now it would be used for something else entirely. And as much as I wanted to forget about it and go home, I would bear a measure of the responsibility for the consequences of its use if I did. I shook my head and looked around until I spotted my bag, jewelry, staff, and rod on the ground, several yards away from the muddy bog Aurora had created. I recovered them. "No," I said. "It isn't over." "No?" the gatekeeper said, surprise in the tone. "Why not?" "Because I'm an idiot," I sighed. "And there are people in trouble." "Wizard, no one expects you to stop a war between city courts. The council would assign no such responsibility to any one person." "To hell with the city courts," I said. "And to hell with the council, too. There are people I know in trouble, and I'm the one who turned some of this loose. I'll clean it up." "You're sure?" the gatekeeper said. "You won't step out of the trial now." My mud-crusted fingers fumbled with the clasp of my bracelet. "I won't." The gatekeeper regarded me in silence for a moment, and said, "Then I will not vote against you." A little chill went through me. Oh, you would have? Had you walked away, I would kill you myself. I stared at him for a second and then asked, why? His voice came out soft and resolute, but not unkind. Because voting against you would have been the same thing in any case. It seems meet to me that I should take full responsibility for that choice, rather than hiding behind council protocol. Got the bracelet on and then shoved my feet back into my boots. Well, thanks for not killing me, then. If you'll excuse me, I've got somewhere to be. So that's a pretty intense moment in the story, because this guy, the gatekeeper, had been pretty much, I mean, he was on a council that was voting about whether or not to basically hand Harry over to be killed. And he was the swing vote. He was the vote that would decide whether to hand him over or not. And it was kind of a test for Harry. Are you going to do the right thing? Because if you don't, then we're handing you to someone that will kill you. And instead of handing them over, he states very clearly he would take that responsibility. And that's a hard thing to do, to take responsibility for something that you're voting on. I mean, it's kind of like in Game of Thrones. Ned Stark says if he's going to sentence someone, he should be the one that swings the sword that executes a sentence. So I wonder if we have the resolve to stand by our decisions when they have those sorts of impacts. Just something to think about. My voice. Now what?